From a distance, Saturn looks perfect, a golden world adrift in darkness, surrounded by rings that gleam like frozen halos. It's beautiful, calm, almost wholly the kind of beauty that makes you forget it's trying to kill you. You float closer. The rings shimmer, stretching wider than a million Earths, but only a few meters thick blades of ice spinning faster than bullets. The sunlight scatters through them, turning the void into a cathedral of light. For a moment, you think about stepping out. What would it feel like to fall into something so vast, so quiet? Would you drift gently through clouds of gold, or be crushed into atoms before you even realize it's happening? From here, Saturn feels peaceful, but beneath those pale clouds lies chaos storms larger than Earth, winds faster than sound, and a heart so dense it breaks the laws of matter itself. So let's find out what happens when you fall into the most beautiful monster in the solar system. Let's begin with when your ship drifts toward the rings, a horizon of ice and shadow spinning around a planet that could swallow 1,000 Earths. From far away, they look like soft golden ribbons. Up close, they're a storm of chaos. Each fragment moves at nearly 64,000 kilometers per hour, orbiting with the precision of a cosmic blade. Some are the size of houses, others no bigger than a grain of sand. Together, they stretch over 280,000 kilometers wide, yet barely 1 kilometer thick, a sheet of frozen light slicing through the void. You reach out and brush the edge of the first ring. Instantly, your sensors scream. The ship shakes. Every particle of ice slams against you like a bullet of frozen glass. You've just entered Ring F, the wildest of them all, a chaotic tangle of ice pulled by two tiny moons, Prometheus and Pandora. Their gravity twists the ring into braids, spirals, and sudden gaps that open and close like breathing lungs. Deeper in lies Ring E, a misty band fed by Enceladus, one of Saturn's moons. From its icy surface, geysers erupt into space, showering the ring with fresh crystals of water. Here, sunlight refracts into faint rainbows, the only color in an otherwise dead expanse. Between Ring A and Ring B yawns the Cassini division, a dark canyon 400 to 800 kilometers wide, carved by the gravity of another moon, Mimas. Cross it, and you'll find yourself above Ring C, where Titan, Saturn's largest moon, stirs waves of ice 2 kilometers high. Each ring is a graveyard, a memorial of destruction. Astronomers believe they were born from a moon that got too close, torn apart by Saturn's relentless gravity. What you're falling through now isn't dust. It's the remains of a world. The deeper you go, the more violent it gets. Shards of ice flash past like shooting stars, and the planet beneath you grows enormous, its golden clouds swirling like liquid fire. You're no longer orbiting Saturn, you're falling toward it. Then the closer you get to Saturn, the less peaceful it seems. From a distance, it's a golden marble floating in the dark calm. Elegant, almost gentle. But that's an illusion. Up close, the planet moves like it's alive. The clouds twist and roar, turning and colliding like liquid fire. You break through the top of the atmosphere, and everything starts to shake. The first thing you feel is the wind, not wind, like on Earth, but a wall of invisible force tearing across the planet at more than 100 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. You can't hear it, but you can feel it pounding through your chest, like thunder trapped inside your body. The air isn't really air anymore. It's a soup of hydrogen, helium, and toxic gases that smell like ammonia and metal. Each breath would be instant death, not because it's cold, but because there's nothing to breathe. The temperature drops to around 400 degrees Celsius, cold enough to freeze steel. Ice forms on your helmet, and the glow of Saturn's upper clouds reflects like gold glass around you. Then, through the haze, something impossible takes shape, a storm. But not just any storm. It's perfectly geometric, a massive hexagon swirling at Saturn's north pole. Each side could stretch across the United States, yet it spins like a single living machine. This storm has been raging for centuries. Scientists have no idea why it keeps its shape. Some call it a standing wave. Others think it's a vortex of sound frozen in motion. Whatever it is, it's hypnotic. You fall deeper. The light fades to amber, then to black. Thunder flickers silently below. flashes of white lightning lighting up the clouds for just a second before disappearing. Then you see it, the Great White Spot, a megastorm that circles the planet every 30 Earth years. It's a hurricane the size of the world, powerful enough to tear through the atmosphere and rebuild it. Down here, there is no sky, no horizon, only motion. The air grows thicker, pressing against your body. You're not falling through the sky anymore. You're sinking through gas so heavy it feels like liquid. And deep below this endless storm, Saturn's greatest secret waits an ocean not made of water, but of liquid hydrogen. You keep falling. The colors around you fade from gold to gray, then to a deep, endless blue. The pressure climbs with every mile. Your suit creaks, your instruments scream warnings you can't even process. About 150 miles below the clouds, the temperature has risen to around 30 degrees Celsius, warm enough that droplets of frozen ammonia start to melt and fall like icy rain. The winds fade, but the air grows thicker, heavier. You're not in gas anymore. You're inside something else, something that feels like the surface of a dream. The deeper you go, the higher the pressure. Every square inch of your body now carries more weight than the entire atmosphere of Earth pressing down at once. The gases around you start to change. Hydrogen, once invisible, begins to condense into a clear, shimmering fluid. You've entered Saturn's ocean of liquid hydrogen, a sea with no bottom, no horizon, and no color. If you could shine a light here, it wouldn't reflect, it would vanish. There's no sound, no current, no sky, just liquid pressure stretching for thousands of miles below you. Your descent slows, not because you're stopping, but because the air has become thicker than water. If your ship were still intact, it would start to float, but not for long. The deeper you go, the hotter it becomes. The temperature rises past 1300 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. The hydrogen begins to behave strangely. The atoms are being squeezed so tightly that the boundaries between them start to break. The fluid becomes metallic, no longer a gas, no longer a liquid, but something in between, here, in this layer. Saturn's mighty magnetic field is born. Electric currents race through the metallic hydrogen, creating invisible rivers of energy that circle the entire planet. You've fallen so far that down no longer means anything. The idea of direction disappears. Gravity and pressure pull equally from all sides, like being held inside the heartbeat of a star. Your ship would crush. Your body would disintegrate. Your atoms would scatter and join the metallic sea, becoming part of the planet's magnetic pulse. Down here, in the ocean of liquid hydrogen, there's no life, no sound, no escape, only weight, only heat, only motion. And somewhere far beneath your fading sensors, one final mystery remains: the core of Saturn itself. You've been falling for hours, maybe days. There's no way to tell time anymore. Your instruments are gone, crushed or melted long ago. Your ship no longer falls, it sinks, slowly, through a planet that doesn't know what solid means. The temperature now climbs above 10,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. The pressure around you is unimaginable, millions of times stronger than what your body could ever endure. Here, atoms don't behave the way they should. Hydrogen and helium are crushed together into strange metallic states, neither solid nor liquid, both shimmering and deadly. You've reached the point where light itself bends under pressure. Every direction looks the same: no horizon, no sky, just a glowing ocean of metal and fire. If you could move your hand, you wouldn't see it. The dense atmosphere would swallow the light before it could reach your eyes. Below you lies the core of Saturn, a mix of rock, ice, and metal, compressed into something beyond imagination. It's roughly the size of Earth, but many times heavier. Down here, the laws of physics begin to lose meaning. Molecules break apart, atoms flatten. You're surrounded by matter that's halfway between solid and plasma, a place where science runs out of words. If your body somehow survived the crushing force, you'd weigh hundreds of thousands of pounds. The gravity would pin you down until even your atoms gave up. You wouldn't burn or freeze. You'd simply stop being human. At this depth, sound doesn't exist. Time feels stretched. You can't tell whether you're still falling or if Saturn itself is breathing around you. Every second is endless. Every heartbeat is borrowed. Then, silence. Your sensors stop. Your ship folds into itself, and for the briefest moment, your atoms mix with Saturn's metallic heart. the line between you and the planet disappears. You are no longer falling into Saturn, you are part of it. Down here, there's no beginning or end, only motion, only pressure, only the steady pulse of a planet that's been spinning for billions of years. And if any trace of you remains, it's not a scream or a shadow, it's a spark, just another piece of the storm. Saturn was never meant to be touched. It's too big, too violent, too beautiful. It doesn't destroy you out of cruelty, it erases you out of indifference. Everything that enters it becomes part of something larger, storms that never end, oceans that aren't really oceans, and a heart that no one will ever see. If you fell into Saturn, you wouldn't die in an instant. You'd fade slowly, quietly, until every atom you once were becomes part of the planet itself. And maybe that's the point. Maybe falling into Saturn isn't an ending. It's a reminder that in a universe this vast, even the smallest spark can become part of something infinite. But what if we could survive inside it?